Welcome, my friends, to the full experience. We are kicking off a brand new watch. This is the show that tries to capture the essence of a television series by watching but 4 episodes. The first, the ultimate, the lowest, and the last. Ultimate based on the IMDb ranking, and lowest also based on the IMDb ranking. And we are beginning our adventure with Speed Racer, Episode 1, The Great Plan, Part 1, which first aired in the United States September 23rd, 1967. I'm Tom Merritt. He's Brian Brushwood.
Hey, man, and most importantly, we got to give shouts out to Dylan Theus in the chat, who's actually watching along with us. Not only do we want people to show up live when we do the show, but also watching along with us makes it so much more better, because now you're not just taking our words for it. Now you get to write us angry emails about the clever things,
all the stuff
that
we were
missed.
wrong about. Yeah, exactly. The Great Plan Part 1 and Part 2 both aired on September 23rd, 1967. But they are separate episodes. It's not like, as far as I can tell, they didn't just split them in half for syndication. It was a regular thing they did. We were speculating before the show that they probably just aired these back to back in the US, because these were originally created in Japan before they aired in the US. So it's probably just the way they were packaged. However, we made the determination we only watched The Great Plan Part 1. We did not watch The Great Plan Part 2. It was hugely nostalgic for me, Brian, because I adored this series when I was a kid. I think I mentioned before, I used to sing the theme song in my sleep, according to my parents. I wanted to dress as Speed Racer for Halloween. They couldn't find a costume for me in 1974 or whenever it was. So I took a football helmet that I had for my Halloween costume and drew an M on it, like it was the Mach 5 helmet that Speed wore. And so all of this took me back from the beginning. And actually seeing the lyrics, I was like, oh, I don't think I ever knew that was the actual lyric. I've been singing it wrong this whole time in my head.
Did you, well, I guess first question, I assume the song was in Japan as well?
I don't know. I'm sure, and I know there's like 1,000 anime experts out there who are answering this question loudly at their podcasting app.
This is one of those things. I meant to do more research going into this full experience than I had time to do today. Well, because it wouldn't surprise me, and I wonder how much of the show's success is because of its catchy theme song.
I imagine a lot. It is a very catchy theme song. However, it also just got good animation for the time. Like, it looks cool. All the characters look cool and different. The car, I think, still looks futuristic, even in 2025. Like, I know that is based on a very old-fashioned model of race car, because that's what the other race cars look like. But the Mach 5 still, it looks pretty sleek to me.
That opening segment or the opening credit sequence is fantastic. It blew my mind. So I watched with my daughter, 12-year-old daughter, Callie, and I pitched it as, and I think give or take, that's right, like basically America's first anime. Like, and by the way, anime as defined as an import from Japan. I think around that time, maybe. I don't know if that's precisely true, but I know that by the time I was, one of my earliest memories would have been around 1979, seeing Speed Racer. I definitely remember exactly where I was for it. So it was also hugely nostalgic for me, but it was really fun to have a little bit of cultural awareness and production vision. That moment that Speed Racer jumps out of the Mach 5 in the opening sequence, and you see bullet time visualized in 2D cells. Was anybody doing that? Had anybody done that? I
don't know, but I can answer your other question now about the music.
Oh, sure.
It was the same melody, but the Japanese arrangement was different and sounded more Western. Whereas the English language version was arranged to sound like a surf tune.
Ah, yeah. The theme itself, I've heard it played more like surf tunes in all of the covers that I heard.
Yeah,
listening to the original,
that makes sense.
It had a little more swinging.
It was leaning that
50s
way. Yeah.
rock.
Right. But yeah, the animation is great. The plot not so much. What did your daughter make of the gaping plot holes?
Let me stick to the praise for a bit.
Okay.
Let me enjoy it while it's here. The sequence is amazing. The way it gets totally rubbery with these over the top. Here's a fun game: is when you're watching an animation, realize that somebody has to make an aesthetic choice of what lens they're going to emulate in order to create certain shots. And so I spent a lot of time not paying attention to the kind of lenses and production stuff. Lately, I do a lot more of that. But this goes so funhouse mirror with the type of lenses that it does, that it kind of breaks your brain of even playing that game. Like nothing makes sense because it's all rubbery on there. I dug that aspect of it. I also dug a bold move to hide the plans in the windshield of a car, a breakable thing that is currently not on your person out there.
Yeah. And is meant to be part of a car that could crash.
Right. And then double bold take as a scriptwriter to just say, and have Speed Racer say, look, he's after the car. I bet that the plans are invisibly on the
I am so smart. I have figured it out. The plans must be invisibly stored on the windshield. Why else would they be after the car?
Yeah.
No, I mean, it wasn't the only plot hole. A lot of exposition in Speed Racer that again, as a 6 or 7 year old, I didn't care. That's my real takeaway, is that this clearly was targeted towards kids. This was not meant to also appeal to adults, although maybe adults would like it because of the imagery and the racing and all that, but it is not meant to be a sophisticated story. He's a great racer, but also you can't lose with the car. Like they undermined him immediately. Like, you're such a great racer, but also you couldn't lose with that car, could you?
Well, it's funny.
You had it wrapped up in the second lap, but also we just saw him nose ahead at the very end. Like, there's all kinds of little stuff like that.
Well, and we've talked on this program about the monomyth quite a bit, and I can't help but wonder, okay, well, who's the low status protagonist that's on their journey, that steps out of their comfort zone? And the answer is his dad. His dad is the one working inside of a stilted operation, who had a dream and is making a bold vision.
And apparently they let him keep the car.
I thought that was kind of a unexpected twist.
Yeah. Also, mom is not worried about all the money they lost from, this is not oh my God, your father lost his job. What are we going to do? She's like, it'll be fine. Where are you going to get money for parts, though? That's what I'm worried about. The Mach 5 apparently is Speed's to drive around.
I guess
he just dad doesn't even say do you?
I believe that's the
permission.
International law of finders and or keepers. Finders v keepers, 1966.
We also get Skullduggery. We just get him referred to as Duggery, showing up on the test track. G. James B. pointing out that it was actually revealed to be named Skullduggery. The names, of course, are ridiculous. Ace Ducey, Van Ruffle. But we got all the tropes, all the Speed Racer tropes you think of. Sprite and Chim Chim hide in the trunk. Mom makes cookies. Trixie's in a helicopter. There are malicious black race cars. The only one we didn't see was Racer X. And spoiler if you've never seen the series before, that's a character that I'm curious how and if we get to meet Racer X during the full experience.
I did like some of the little bits of business, some of the, there's classic kind of almost vaudevillian bits to wedge in. And one of them was, the bad guy on a motorcycle gets broken. He's on a unicycle now.
Yeah. There's some comedic elements there. I thought the Mach 5 was faster than all other cars, but then other cars seemed to pass it during the race.
They have a bit of a Superman problem.
Yeah.
And I suspect that if it were being made now today, they would maybe have the dad confused why the car doesn't win every race, and Speed confused why he doesn't win every race. And maybe They have to realize that both the car is flawed in some way and speed is flawed in some way.
Well, and they have it built into the plot, right? Because Dad was like, I have an improvement to the Mach 5 that will make it even better. And the company's like, no, it's a waste of money. And that could be the trope, right? Is like, the Mach 5, it can at times be the fastest car. But if I fix that one design flaw like I want to, it will be the fastest car all the time.
James V has my favorite part of this episode. Boy, do they kill a lot of people.
A lot of fatal crashes.
Boy, do they not care. Just there's one car that goes flying all the way into the clouds, lands, and just vividly explodes. I'm sure it looked great on 1966 full color televisions.
Yep.
Not a lot of hurt feelings.
No, everything is made of rubber and great POVs. Like you were saying, the perspective, they don't care. They're just going to give you the best POV they can, no matter what. Amos, you just watched this right before we recorded. What did you think?
So, I got 3 takeaways. One, you notice they showed people getting hurt, but not the actual act of hurting them.
Right. Yes.
So the fight scenes, like it showed the result of the people getting.
They want to be. They want to be able to still air on Saturday morning. Yeah.
Right.
Wait, didn't we see somebody get hit in the head with a freaking wrench?
Yeah, but you don't see it. You don't see blood spurt out or anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You just see him fall down.
But during the fight in the cave, like when Dad gets jumped, all the people are like flying against the walls and stuff, but you don't actually see Dad throwing them or punching them or anything.
Right.
How nostalgic was it to see to hear the theme music and hear the voices and all that? That was great. That was great. My favorite part about this was how they played with perspective through an art scale, how you go from a side view to a top view on a car while it's traveling, and you're not just going like scrolling up, you're actually like following the car a little bit and coming up around it to look at it from above. That was very interesting. I didn't realize that was even part of it when I was younger, but now looking at that and knowing how hard perspective can be to duplicate in a 2-dimensional space for an artist, that's just fantastic. I love that.
And that's
related to the bullet time thing, but yeah, it's fantastic.
Well, I think, Amos, that you're tickling at a similar thought that I was having, where it's like clearly they know what they're doing on these highly technical shots. Then that would imply that it's an intentional decision that all of the matte paintings are, kind of ridiculous. And they also did some of the stuff where you could tell that the matte painting, starts up at one part and travels all the way down. I don't know.
I imagine it's the sophistication of the audience that they're like, nobody notices matte paintings. It's 1968 or 67 or whatever, right? And so they're not worried about that. Everyone focuses on the thing in the foreground because your TV's 11 inches big.
Also, I don't know any other cars that go every gear.
Every car does that, as far as I know.
Every car does it
because I grew up watching this, so I assume every car does that, even though I've never actually heard them do that.
Going from first to second.
Yeah.
Well, as long as we're beefing, it was a bit just white noise of the kid yelling at some point. Like it got to be like 10 full seconds of somebody screaming into a mic, and I was like, eh.
Yeah. And again, when you're a kid, you don't care.
Judy. Yeah, right. Correct.
Yeah. This is clearly made for kids. It holds up in style, but not in substance, is how I would put it. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yep. That sounds right.
Well, that is the first episode. We are about to embark on the ultimate episode, the best possible episode of Speed Racer. If any episode of Speed Racer can address our shortcomings, it will be season 1, episode 20, The Fastest Car on Earth, part 1.
Yay, another part 1.
That is,
to be honest, yeah, I'm okay with all of that.
Yeah, I actually thought the cliffhanger ending at this was really good, which is one of the reasons I'm convinced it was meant to be, shown as 2 separate episodes where you have a cliffhanger going.
I really enjoyed the voiceover though. Like it wasn't just like a to be continued or next time. Like they came out and said it. It was.
I have a question. How did you guys watch it?
I don't remember. I mean, I remember how I watched it. I went to the Apple TV app. I searched Speed Racer, found episode 1, pressed play, and it played. What service? Think maybe it was Amazon Prime Video?
I'm pretty sure it was Amazon Prime, and well, I know for sure it was Amazon Prime, but I'm pretty sure that I just said I wanted to just kind of roll the dice. We talked about the strange mini game of hoping it works. I rolled the dice on just saying, hey, A word, not the other A word.
Hey,
Show season 1, episode 1 of Speed Racer, and it just bloop bloop. There it was.
I want to reprogram my Amazon Echo to respond to that.
Yeah.
I actually watched it on the Plex TV service.
So
they're built-in fast service.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. So not somebody's library where they'd ripped it, but the Plex service that does a free ad supported stuff.
I went
did you
to
get
just
an ad?
watching. I did. I got several, and honestly, it was refreshing to see ads that aren't on the normal ads I'm seeing on like Peacock and other fast service.
They're differently targeted.
Yeah, that's interesting to see.
Yeah,
mine are all about Prop 50 these days. That's the only ad I see anywhere. So.
Of course.
All right. Well, that is it for the full experience. Thank you, folks, for following along, racing along with us as we watch Speed Racer. Again, next episode is The Fastest Car on Earth, episode 20, part 1. We will talk to you about the ultimate episode next time. See you then.